And overflowing blessings to everyone for our daily verse. We are now at Leviticus chapter 3 and verse 6 up to verse 11. Instead of a bull or a cow, you may offer any sheep or goat that has nothing wrong with it. If you offer a sheep, you must present it to me at the entrance to the sacred tent. Lay your hand on its head and have it killed there. A priest will then splatter its blood against the four sides of the altar. Offer the fat on the tailbone, and the insides, as well as the lower part of the liver and the two kidneys with their butts. One of the priests will lay these pieces on the altar and send them up in smoke as a food offering for me. So this passage is about the alternative of, in case those Israelites don't have a bull or a cow. So the possible alternative according to this passage is either a sheep or a goat. Because we are fully aware that not all Israelites were herding cow. Some of them are just herding goats, and some of them were just herding sheep. So not all of them were capable of presenting a cow in those so-called peace offering that later on will be a burnt offering. So what is the purpose of the so-called peace offering? So let us remember that in the Old Testament, it is a time that war exists. Why? Because of conquering, because of acquiring other territory for them to enlarge their country. So every leader, every king, or each nation fight or wage war against a nation, against other nation rather. So for them to enlarge their territory. So it is indeed a time of war. It is very common in the book of 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, and even in the book of Judges. So the Israelites needs the divine intervention coming from God for them to be guided what they need to do in order for them to win. Because even the Israelites, they are also subject to war. They too wage war with other nations because, as I have said, Old Testament is a time of war, of conquering, of taking another country's territory for them to enlarge their country. So it happens all the time. So they need the guidance from the Lord just in case that they are under siege, right? And for them to seek the attention of the Lord, they do this the so-called peace offering. And later, God went down to His nation to guide them, right? So that's what happened. And it happened a multiple of times. So all throughout the Old Testament, it happened multiple of times that the Lord intervened for the Israelites. The Lord intervened for His people. So that's what we call divine intervention, right? So it happened because the Israelites seeks the guidance of the Lord. So of course they win the war, right? But let us remember that we are now in the New Testament and we no longer practice the so-called burnt offering, no more. But we still need to seek the guidance of the Lord, right? So how should we do that? How? So we do it by, in other churches, they say this is a prayer gathering or a prayer service. It is a congregational prayer. So it could be a congregational prayer. However, it could also be a private prayer. It could also be through group prayer, and that is a group, right? That is a group. Because we are fully aware that whether two or three that gather in His name, there He is in the midst of them. So that is our basis. And later on, we too receive the guidance of the Lord. So you see, as time goes by, everything changes. We no longer practice the Old Testament law. We are no longer bound to those law. We are not Israelites. Politically and geography, it is different now. Even psychologically, it is different now. Although yes, there is still war in other places, but now we still need the guidance of the Lord, especially in times that, or in situation or scenario that only God can intervene. Yes, there are times that regardless of how brainy you are, how smart you are, how wealthy you are, yet, or should I say how powerful you are, yet you still need the guidance of the Lord. There were times in our lives that we need Him, and those times we need the so-called major decisions in our lives. So we seek the guidance of the Lord, right? That the good thing is that the nature of the Lord remains the same. See, everything changes, but the nature of the Lord never changes. His nature of giving us the guidance that we need in seeking His will never changes. You see, tradition and culture changes, topography changes, geography changes, physical condition changes, economical condition changes, but whatever happened, God never changed, right? His nature of giving us the guidance never changed. He can still guide us, He can still lead us, He can still give us instructions, because guiding His people to the right path, to do His will, is still part of His nature, regardless of time, day, and age, right? Right.